Welcome to Transformer Tuesday. Another Optimus Prime build video is heading your way today on BrickScale Studio. Welcome back to BrickScale Studio. My name is Jeff. Thank you so much for joining me today. It is always a pleasure to have you here with me. So last week we completed the lower right leg, so we now have both the lower right leg and the lower left leg complete. So today we're sort of switching gears, and we're, as I mentioned in the last episode with the lower legs, we started with the feet and then we moved up to the lower legs. Now we're going to start with the hips and work down so then to the upper legs, and then the upper and lower legs will meet. So today we start working on the hips and attaching some wheels to either side. So let's get into the build and we will talk about it after.
Autobots, roll out!
In our last episode, we did the lower right leg panels. So we are done with the lower legs. So now we're going to be moving on to the hips. So we have a big parts pack here, and we're going to be dividing this up into 3 episodes. There is enough parts in here. I'm looking at the manual. It's about 3.5 times longer than the previous episode. So we're going to be splitting this up. So in this episode, we're going to be doing the hip with wheels. Yeah, this is like probably the biggest box we've gotten so far. It's pretty big. Let's crack this open and you'll see what I mean as far as the parts. Yeah, there are a ton. We still have 3 trays, but the trays are probably twice as big. Before, I can't even fit this whole thing on here very easily. But in previous episodes, the trays have been about like this. Like they've been about half the size. So this is a big parts pack, and there's a lot of stuff in here. So that's why we're dividing it up. So today we're going to be working on the hip wheels. So let's get into this. Okay, so in tray 1, my goodness, I think all of our screws and everything are going to be in here, so I am just going to go through and take, oh my gosh, all of these out. So I believe that is all of the screws and everything. And then we also have these little bushings. So there's 2 packages of bushings. There's 2 sort of large ones, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of these smaller ones. And then we just have a ton of screws. I'm not going to go over all of them right now. We will just get into them as we need them. But wow, that is a lot of screws. But the first thing we do need is we need this part here, and we need 2 of these small bushings. All right, so we need 2 of these, and they're going to go on the end of those little pegs, just like so. We need this piece, and it does have a number 1 on there, so that is good. And this is going to go in just like so. These little cradles here. I want that piece. All right, so this is going to go on. So again, these are going to go down in there. And then this is going to sit right on top. So it's going to go just like so, and we're attaching that with PB 2.3 by 6. Okay. So that is in like so. So I believe this is the one that we need. Yes, that matches up with the right angle. So there we go there. Now, so we need 13, which is this one, and 14, which is this one. Okay, so we have those. We're going to put that on, and that's going to hold those in there, like so. PWM 2x6. All right, there is that piece. I'm going to set this aside. And then we're basically going to do the same exact thing. So let me grab those parts really quick. All right, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to take two of these bushings. We're going to put those right there, like so. And this is going to come down here and here. So again, this is going like so. This is going over the top like that. And those are getting PB 2.3 by 6. All right. So that is that piece. And then again, we're taking this and we are going to put in our little lenses here. Like so. And again, we just sort of line that up like that. And again, those are going in with the 2x6. All right, so there is that one. So again, we want to take our little bushings here and put those right there. And then this is stamp number 2, so that's the one we want. And that's going to go in just like so. Whoops. And then this is going to fit on just like so. And we're doing PB 2.3 by 6. All right, so there is one. Okay, so now we just want to take the corresponding. And again, we put our little bushings on. And then that's going to sit in. Uh-oh, I hope I put that other one in there right. Yeah, I did. Cool. All right, so that's going to go there. That's going to go there. And again, 4 of our 2.3 by 6. Okay, so that is that one. Moving right along. All right, and that is stamped number 1. So it has a little number 1 on the bottom there. So this one, this little piece that we put the bushings on, instead of being perpendicular, it's at an angle. So yeah, we definitely want to make sure we got the right one, the right angle, because I'm sure we're going to do another one of these right after this, and the angle is going to be going the other way. So again, we got our bushings on there. And now we need, and yeah, this one's a little different. Rather than putting these little bushings into a cradle, we're putting these here. And yeah, just like so. And that's going in with PB 2.6 by 6. All right, there's that. And now we want... Okay. So then we're just going to push this on. So this is very reminiscent of LEGO, the LEGO tires that they have. Except for this says Autobot on here instead of like Goodyear or something. That's kind of cool. Yes, so now we want one of the bigger bushings. And it is going to go right in there. And then this is going to go... Actually, it might be easier. Well, now I've sort of got it in there. It might be easier to put the bushing on this part and then push it on. So we are doing a PWB 2.3 by 6. Okay, now we take this piece and it's going just like so. And those are going in with PB 2.6 by 8. All right, so that is that. So now we're going to set that aside, and we're going to work on the other one. And this one is labeled number 2. And we want to take our last 2 smaller bushings and put those right there. And then this to go right here, and PB 2.6 by 6. All right, so we got that in there. Perfect. Now we're going to take our tire. And it just takes a little finagling to get this over the lip. And you just kind of go around piece by piece here. Just like so, till it's like that. Then again, we take our bigger bushing and we're going to put that, whoops, put that over there. Put that there. And a PWB 2 by 3 by 6, which is this little flange screw. Okay. And then, of course, we take this piece, and that's going to go right there. And those are the 2 by 6 by 8. All right, and there's that one. So this one is part 8 that we just did. This one is part 7. So this is going to go in there, and this is going to go in here. Okay, so let's just do these one at a time. So it's going to go like so, and then this is going to go right there. 3, okay. And now we're going to put this one in. And it's going to go the same thing. We're going to have the wheel in there. And then we're going to have this going over. All right, perfect. Okay. Now we take these little guys. And they're going like this. Ah, no, it's not these. It's these. That makes more sense now. Okay, these are going in like so. And again, 2 by 3 by 6. Okay, so there's one side, and then we just do the exact same thing on this other side. So let me get the screw loaded up here. Okay, those are in. Now we want to turn this around. Now we're going to do our other side. So those are going to go in just like so. Again, 2 by 3 by 6. Okay. All right, and that is it. So that is looking just like that. Loving that. Okay, so that's it for the scale model side. Let's move over to the LEGO side.
Autobots, roll out!
Here we are on the LEGO side. So last time we were working on this piece. So we will continue on with that. We're doing steps 222 through 238. There we are on the LEGO side. We got this front grille piece in. And that will do it for the LEGO portion. All right, so to recap what we have done in this episode, for the LEGO side, we got this front grille piece in. And then on the scale model side, we got the hips with wheels. So we basically, though it's configured differently, I mean, we basically worked on this same part here. So you can see those kind of matching up. We've got the colors and the wheels, and then we've got the orange lights and the wheels over there. So that is it for episode 14. Okay, so that was the hips and wheels, or hips with wheels. So I think it's looking pretty sharp. So now that we have that piece completed, in the next 2 episodes, we'll be completing the the upper left leg and the upper right leg, and then joining those together with the lower legs. And then in episode 17, we'll be finishing up the pelvis area and the hips, and we'll be attaching everything together. So we'll basically have Optimus done from the waist down. So very cool. And then today on the LEGO side, we worked on sort of the front grille piece. If I can see my shirt here, this piece right here, and this piece here. So kind of the same sort of section. In the LEGO, we completed from here down, but in the scale model, we just completed this part with the wheels and stuff. So very cool there. I'm glad my shirt could serve as a visual reference. So let's get into our summary really quick. For the scale model, we completed 45 steps and used 39 parts. For the LEGO side, we completed 32 steps and used 51 parts. And total to date for the scale model, 529 steps and 611 parts. And for the LEGO side, 349 steps and 938 parts. So, like I said, next week we're going to be working down from the hips and working on the upper legs. On the LEGO side, we've finished the legs, and as in this episode, we worked on that grille piece. Next episode, we're going to be focusing on the arms, particularly the shoulders. So, kind of funny, the next 2 episodes of the scale model, we're working on the upper legs, and the next 2 episodes on the LEGO side, we're going to be working on the right shoulder and the left shoulder. So, kind of, the opposite as this build has been going. So then coming up on the channel for Thursday, we have another Titanic build. Yes, we will be finishing that second motor. And then on Saturday, again, Batmobile parts MIA. So we're actually going to be doing a mini version of the 1966 Batmobile. So the full version we're working on in the Batmobile series is probably, well, I can't even, maybe this big. The little one we're doing Saturday is probably about this big. So a little mini 1966 Batmobile. And then, of course, next week for Optimus Prime, we'll be working on the left upper leg. So remember to like, share, subscribe. We're getting close to that 500 subscriber milestone. And when we do, we will give away another LEGO set. So be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get notified when the contest is open and how to enter. Totally free to enter, totally free to subscribe. So hit that subscribe button. And until we see each other again, happy building, take care, be kind to each other, and I'll see you soon.